It's episode 84 of Unstuck, and today we are busting through more money blocks that are keeping you stuck in our second episode of Money Mindset Work. Let's get into it. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Unstuck. I'm Shawn, your host, and this is your safe space to do the work to get unstuck and grow personally and professionally and step into the next level version of yourself. We do it all here together, and I'm so grateful to be your guide. And I'm so grateful to have you here and appreciate your continued support. Now, last week, we went through 3 of the most common money blocks and did some myth busting on those. But we also talked a lot about what money blocks are, where they come from, why we have them. I shared my personal story with money blocks and what has changed for me since working on them. It was a really good episode. And if you did not listen to that one, you don't necessarily have to go back and do that now, but definitely do so after this episode. So you want to make sure you're getting all 8 of the most common money blocks that we're going to talk about here. But also I think it's nice to get a little background, a little history, and a little more information on what is going on with you. And that episode really will help you do that. Today, we are going through the rest of them. We still have 5 more to go. And I want to get through these money blocks for you, so that first of all, you can start seeing what's been going on, basically probably your whole life when it comes to money and how that's been kind of ruling the show and determining what happens in your world financially. But also I want to do this to prep you all for what is to come in my Empower Intensive coaching experience for you, because this month, starting February 22nd, we are diving deep to become a money magnet. So we are going to spend 1 week together doing the work, like the deep inner work, and using the tools that I have in my back pocket to help you all. So I will be your guide to get through this. And in a matter of 7 days, because we have these tools, we're doing it right, we got the right tools, we know what to do and how to use them, you can step into an abundance mindset. You can have a better, healthier relationship with money. You can dampen down, silence those limiting beliefs that have been holding you back. And guess what? You can make more money. You can add in some zeros to your bank account in the positive direction. Okay, so that's really the whole goal, is to make more money. And it's okay to want to make more money. It's something I talked about in the last episode. It's okay to talk about money. There's no need to be secretive. You don't have to secretly want more to make more money, secretly want to be rich or wealthy or a millionaire, and then not talk about it or think it's bad or pretend like you don't want that. It's okay. And that's one of the beliefs that we're going to get into today. So if you are interested in doing this work, getting into the deep stuff and just getting rid of all this baggage around money once and for all in a matter of 1 week, join me. You can head to ShawnMynar.com/empower to sign up. The doors are officially open today when you are listening to this. If you're listening to this remotely close to when it airs, which is February 2021, if you're listening to this, head over and join in the conversation there. ShawnMynar.com/empower. Save your seat. There are a limited number of seats. This is really just like such an incredible opportunity. I'm so excited to be able to share it with you all. I know we all need this. Like, I know it's a thing, and I really want to help you with that. So I'd love to have you. ShawnMynar.com/empower to save your spot for that event. And we get started February 22nd. We'll kick it off with a just like juicy live coaching call. And if you can't be there, that's okay. There is always the opportunity for a replay. I will always record it and you can watch it on your time. You have lifetime access to all of this stuff, all the tools we'll be using and the coaching experience and all that stuff. Okay, so no big deal. All right, let's get into these other the next five money blocks that may be keeping you stuck. Number 4. I shouldn't spend money on myself. This, like the one we talked about at the end last week, also goes back to this even deeper limiting belief of I'm not worthy. I don't deserve what I want. It's not okay for me to want something. I have to take care of others first. But we don't need that here. We don't believe those things here because we are doing that inner work to understand that we are worthy and deserving and all that good stuff. So one of the biggest things, and this is a really good way to know if you have this limiting belief or this money block, is if you say things like, I treated myself to this blah, 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 sweater, food, latte, whatever it is. If you say I treated myself, then that is a really good indicator that you have some work to do around money, because it's like you have to justify it to yourself to buy yourself something. So you say it's a treat, like it's something you have to work towards, or you finally got around to deserving or something like that. But guess what? You can and should spend money on yourself. It's not a treat. It's part of your life experience. It's just part of being a human. It's part of who you are. You don't have to work to deserve something and then you can treat yourself. And you don't need to feel bad for buying yourself something. Again, you can and should be spending money on yourself. It's part of your life experience. It's not a treat. And then I also now, I can hear all the stay-at-home moms right now saying, well, yeah, but it's not my money. It's my partner's money. I don't have income coming in. I'm a stay-at-home mom, or I don't have a job. My response to that is, yeah, but you're still working. In fact, you probably have one of the hardest jobs out there, especially if you're a stay-at-home mom. So it's not like you're lying in bed eating bonbons all day and just like shopping on your phone and just buying all these unnecessary things just because you're spending money on yourself. No, you have an important role in life, and that role doesn't have direct compensation from it, as in there's no direct paycheck that you get for being a mom, but your family made that decision. And that doesn't mean that you don't have any money to spend on your own well-being and self-care just because you're not getting a direct paycheck from the stay-at-home mom corporation, right? You still can and should be spending money on yourself, your own well-being, and your self-care. Now, this is not a conversation about spending habits. That's obviously a whole different episode, a whole different conversation that we're not going to get into today. But I do want to make sure to say that I'm not suggesting you go frivolously spend money on things that you don't even want or don't really actually mean anything to you because you are using it as a coping mechanism or a temporary dopamine hit or something like that, which is common. And I do think that overspending, spending beyond your means, shopping addictions, those things do happen and they are real and they are something that needs to be managed separately. This is not a conversation about that. What we're talking about here is a meaningful purchase that enhances your life, raises your vibration, and or helps you take care of yourself. Whatever it is that means something to you, that would, I think raise your vibration is such a great way to decide on purchases. If that purchase, it could be a new sweater to replace an old ratty one, your old ratty favorite one. You found one like it and you know it's going to be a favorite and it has meaning to you and you're really excited about that sweater. Or it could be like having a glass of wine or not getting the cheapest thing on the menu, because that meal, there's something on the menu that would totally light you up, that would be so delicious and you just want it so badly. It would mean so much to you. Get it. So I love the idea of raising your vibration. That is how I make all of my purchasing decisions, is if it would make me happy, like legit raise my vibration, not temporarily like that dopamine hit, but I know it would mean something to me. It'd be super meaningful. And for me, I really appreciate experiences. I am an experience buyer over a thing buyer, like a material thing buyer. So I like going to dinner and not getting the cheapest thing on the menu, getting what I actually want. I like having a drink out, even if it's something that is totally obscenely expensive. If it's a cool experience, I want to do it. And that's what's important to me. And it raises my vibration. So I'm getting off on an unexpected tangent right now, but I hope that helps clarify what I'm talking about when I say spending money on yourself. Does it enhance your life? Is it necessary for you? Does it help you take care of yourself? Does it raise your vibration? It is okay to spend money on yourself. It is part of your life experience. You don't have to earn it. It's not a treat. It's just life, and it's okay. Number 5, making more money will make me a bad person, as in greedy, selfish, materialistic, that kind of thing. One of the biggest things, again, this is something that I had to deal with as well, something I didn't know. I didn't know this was a belief that I had until I started doing this work and diving deeper into my blocks. This was something I was definitely carrying around. And when I realized, and again, something I almost had to experience to really, truly get away from this belief forever, is that money amplifies the kind of person you already are. Money amplifies the kind of person you already are. So yes, there are a ton of wealthy people who become even more greedy, more materialistic, selfish, maybe even violent. We see that on TV a lot. But I'm going to be willing to bet that you're not that kind of person, because you are here listening to a personal growth podcast. So good chances that you are a good person. You are a kind person. You are a generous person. And so making more money is just going to amplify the person that you already are. So it's going to make you more generous, more helpful, more caring, more kind, more giving. It will only amplify the amazing person you already are. So for me, as I started making more money, I got myself out of debt really quickly. Once I started doing this work, I think I've shared it on this show several times, I was able to pay off $20,000 of debt in 2 months, which was absolutely amazing and crazy and wonderful and beautiful and all the good things. But when that continued and I continued to make more and more and more money, I just got way crazy generous and I loved it. It was just the best thing ever. I would buy better gifts. I would treat my friends to dinner and to drinks. I would spend way more money. I was able to give way more money to charities that I supported. I just became like even more generous. And the funny thing is that everything else about me pretty much stayed the same. So I think a lot of people have this idea, and it may be like, and I think we'll talk about this deeper in the next few money blocks, but it's like we think that something about us is going to change. Like either we're going to become happier, like we can go one way, we're going to become happier, life is just going to be better, my problems are going to be solved when I make more money, or I'm going to be selfish and greedy and materialistic when I make more money. So we have all these things. Again, we put all this weight into our bank account, the money that we see on our bank account, and think that that's going to determine who we are or what we do. And it doesn't. It really doesn't. It amplifies, yes, who you already are. And so that's where we can, and I know we will, as we make more money, use it for good. But if you're not materialistic, chances are you're probably not going to become materialistic just because your bank account grows. I'm not materialistic. And so I like having certain designer brand, blah, 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 doesn't mean anything to me. And it still doesn't now, even when I can afford them. It's not something that has any value or meaning to me. So I'm not materialistic, even though I have more money. I'm not greedy. I'm not selfish. Nothing about me has changed except that I amplified what I wanted to do with my money. Like when I was calling in, making more money, is because I wanted to be more generous. So it amplified that. Everything else was just me with more money. Like it's me. I just have more zeros in my bank account. That's it. So consider that and really come to terms with, what do you think money is going to do to you one way or the other? Do you think it's going to make everything go away and your life's not going to be stressful anymore? Or do you think that it's going to turn you into a bad person? And see if you can take a step back, practice detachment, and see money for what it really is. And then it's not going to have that much power over you one way or the other. It's just going to have a little enhancement of the kind of person you already are. Number 6, I'm bad with money. Again, another belief that just stops the flow of abundance in its tracks. Like, can you see that? That if you are thinking those things, again, may not know that this is what you're thinking, but now that we're becoming more aware, we may find this out, that you are thinking or saying or feeling, I am bad with money. And so you have created that as your identity. Your identity now is, I'm someone who's bad with money. So you're just not going to get any more money to be bad with. It's as simple as that. You have created that identity, so you are just totally blocking the ability to make more money because you've stated that you are bad with money. So not only from your conscious to subconscious mind and the discrepancy there, but also putting that out into the universe. That is the energy of, hey, I don't want more money because I'm bad with it. So no, I'm good. And another thing I want to point out with this belief is that the only reason that you are bad with money is because you have beliefs about money and because you live in that scarcity mindset instead of an abundance mindset. That's the only reason that you feel that you are bad with money, or you've had experiences where you've been bad with money. Like you can't save money, you spend money as soon as you get it, you're living in debt, you can't get out of debt. Whatever it is that makes you think that you are bad with money, it's because you have beliefs about money. And so once you do the work to make that shift to an abundance mindset and to heal your relationship with money and to like dampen down and silence these limiting beliefs and create a new identity that is in the flow of abundance, that is good with money, that handles money properly. But really, once you really see those limiting beliefs for what they are and do the work to get out of them, you're not going to have a problem handling money or saving appropriately or spending appropriately or any of those things that you currently are doing that make you feel like you are bad at money or bad with money. So keep that in mind and start doing this work because it will change so much for you so quickly. All right, number 7, I don't need money. I just want to help people, or I just want to live a simple life. I just want to raise my family. So I don't need money. I just want to blah, blah, blah. Basically saying money isn't important to me. I'm good. I want to do this instead, or this is my life's path instead. I had this one. I think a lot of people in the wellness space have this one. I think a lot of moms have this one. For people in the wellness space, there's so much of like, well, you know, my purpose, my passion is really just to help people get well, help people feel better, help people do this, help people do that. I don't need to make a bunch of money while doing that. This is more important to me. And then a mom, of course, you think that you have to choose between being a mom or making a lot of money. And so in all of these cases, and it could even be the live a simple life spot where you think that it has to be either or. In all of these cases, we have made it out to be an either or situation. And why can't it, and really let's make it a both situation, an and situation. So you can make money and help people. You can make money and live a simple life. You can make money and raise your family. You can make lots of money and help people. You can make lots of money and live a simple life. You can make lots of money and raise your family. And think about it. If you had more money, for instance, you'd be able to help more people. Your impact would be that much wider and larger and broader. If you make more money, you can live that simple life that you want and be more generous and make a bigger impact on the causes that mean something to you. If you make more money, your family, specifically your children, would be able to see firsthand that it doesn't have to be either or. You can be an amazing role model for your children in that space. So you can work and make lots of money and be an amazing mom and show your children and the generations beyond that it's possible to do both, and that money amplifies the wonderful person you already are. And you don't have to work hard to make money. You can have an and situation. So for this one, I would really just love for you to see if you are making any sort of situation in your life an either or situation. Like, I can't have money and do XYZ or be XYZ or have XYZ. And bust it. Bust it. Think about if you had a few extra zeros in your bank account, what would that do to change that in a positive direction? Knowing you can and will still do or be or have exactly what you were making sacrifices in the money department to be, do, or have. But if you had both, how would that help the situation? Because it does not have to be either or. You can have both. And especially now that we've busted the myth of, money making you materialistic, money, you have to work hard to make money. Like, we busted through all of these blocks. So now this should come a little easier in knowing that you can have both. All right, this is the last one, my friends. Number 8, if I had more money, things would be better, easier, more fun. Enter in whatever you think in a positive direction. Basically saying money will bring happiness, love, acceptance, freedom, peace, no stress, no worry, no fear. Whatever you think, you have to have money in order to do. Because yes, money can and will provide more opportunity for you, more experiences for you, and more meaningful things in your life. But money isn't an eraser. It doesn't make things disappear that are already within you. It doesn't make beliefs disappear. It doesn't make actions and thoughts disappear. So if you still have limiting beliefs and stories and an identity that is built around money being stressful, money being something to fear, or life not being easy, money's not going to change that. No amount of money in the bank can change your limiting beliefs. You have to do that work, as you can see, before you start calling in the abundance you desire. there's a really interesting statistic that proves this 100%. And it is the one about the lottery winners. And it's like 70% of lottery winners blow through all their money and end up going bankrupt after winning the lottery. Or at minimum, go back to living the life that they had before. That is so much proof to show that money doesn't change what's going on in your head, what's been implanted in your subconscious mind for years and years and years and years. It doesn't change that. It doesn't change the identity of who you are. Just because you have all this money, that doesn't prove to your subconscious mind that you are now a different person, that you are now, have a good financial responsibility, that you aren't poor, quote unquote. Whatever your identity is, whatever you've created for yourself, that will not change. So this is why it is so important to do this money mindset work, regardless of what's in your bank account right now, because ultimately it changes your relationship with money. It changes how you think, feel, and act around money, whether you're in debt right now, whether you're barely squeaking by, or you just won the lottery and have millions of dollars in the bank. You still have to do this work. And if you're still looking to prove this wrong, prove this money block wrong, then talk to pretty much anyone that has made a bunch of money. They will tell you that it doesn't get rid of your fears, your stress, and your worries. It just changes them, and it even in some ways amplifies them. So you think that having money means you won't stress out, because right now you're stressed about paying your bills, you're stressed about what to spend money on and what not to spend money on, you don't have a lot of extra, you're not saving for retirement, all these things that seem really stressful. And so it's like, yeah, well, if I had money, then I'd be saving for retirement. I wouldn't have to worry about what to buy and how much to spend and how much to save. But that doesn't mean that more stress doesn't come. It just shifts. It changes what you are stressed out about, because you internally and your relationship with money hasn't changed. So you're still going to find things to stress about. So you can do this work now. Be ready to call in that wealth and that abundance. Have it come into your life, and then be kind of detached from it, regardless of how much comes in. You create this desire to have, say, $100,000. It comes in. You get the download. You're in this abundance mindset. You get the download. Your intuition nudges you. You figure out a way to make this $100,000, or you just have the synchronicity where you get paid out from some savings account or something like that. $100,000 comes into your life in some way, and you're cool. You're cool either way. It doesn't change that much. It doesn't make you think, oh, my stress is all gone, because it's not going to be, because you've already done the work. And so you already weren't stressed. You already were detached. You already had a better relationship with money. You already were able to have this more neutral approach to your finances. And it doesn't change when more money comes in. So now you have the flow. You're in the flow. It's just going to keep coming in because you don't have that attachment to it. All right. I think that will wrap this episode up. I really hope that in these past 2 episodes, the biggest takeaway that you can get is to start doing this work, and just know that we all need it, probably. I mean, maybe there's a few of you out there that are like, no, I'm good, totally good. None of these remotely sink in, or I don't struggle with any of this. But I'd say the vast majority of us need this work, and will continue to need this work as we grow and evolve and step into our next level self. Well, guess what? Then there's another next level to step into beyond that. And this work is really important to continue to do. So, of course, that brings me to my point that if you are ready to do this work, then make sure you are a part of the Empower Intensive Coaching Experience. 7 days of undoing all that baggage and rebuilding that comes from your mind. starts with your mind, moves into your energetic vibration, and gets you into the abundance mindset, but also into that universal flow of abundance that is available to all of us. We'll do it all together over the course of a week, February 22nd through 28th. Recording available if you can't make the live call, which is on February 22nd. And we'll get through it together. I have the tools. You just have to show up. Show up and commit to doing the work for 1 week. Like I said, 15 to 30, maybe 45 minutes if you're really in the flow per day. You commit to that. I got the rest. All right. ShawnMynar.com/empower. Right now, it is $97 to join. That will not last. It is going up to $197 very quickly. As soon as the first batch is sold out, I'm taking up the price, $197. So get in while it is just $97. You guys, this work does not happen at that price point ever. I promise you that. So $97. Now is your chance. ShawnMynar.com/empower. Go save your seat. All right, my friends, that will do it for this episode. And until next time, take care.